We have a very special gadget coming back to my channel. And we have lots of fun, colorful wool happening today. So you guys asked for another needle felting video, and how could I say no? This has been too fun to pass up lately, so we're back at it. Now, there is a twist for today's video though, so first we're gonna take this trusty little styrofoam slab. Oh yeah, that twist. Yeah, coming at you. We have all our colors, but now we have this massive baby right here. You might be able to guess what we're doing today. Let's just open it up. So incredibly satisfying. We won't talk about that. So the last two videos you saw me paint with wool, and it was fun. However, I think it's time that we sculpt with wool. Yeah? I have a really cool idea in my head too. So we're gonna use this cloud-like stuff. I think this is gonna be fun. You know, painting was fun, so we'll enjoy the sculpting. I'm sure of it. Now with that being said, if you try this at home, this tool here is very sharp, so please be careful, follow directions, and don't follow what I'm doing because I don't follow the directions. You should follow the directions. But today, I think I am gonna be a little more careful. There's these little finger protectors. I think I'm gonna use these because I'm kinda nervous for the whole sculpting thing. Let's just start by I guess getting this into a really tight ball. I can already say I am so thankful for these finger protectors. My husband is here. You wanna say hi?
Hi.
I just told him about this little bean here. It's gonna turn into a monster.
What does that mean? Like what kind of monster?
Oh, it is a cute monster. I invented it in my head actually. So, I plan to do this bean looking monster thing with nubby arms and legs holding a star.
But why? But why is the bean monster holding a star?
Because it's a good monster, and its pet is a star that fell from the sky.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I have a pet star too.
Just wait until you see it. I made this in my mind last night, so.
Does it have a name?
No.
The bean monster?
I will let my people, my art family, name them both, because there's a star and a monster, and they both need a name. So far, this is the body.
Of the bean or the star?
This is the monster. It's gonna get bigger. I'm just starting. It looks like a marshmallow. Don't smell it though.
Why does it smell like that?
I don't know. It stinks.
I'm trying to think of a good name that has bean in it, but I don't have any really great ones right now. Benjamin. Can we name it Benjamin, please? And then it's just Beanie for short. You know?
I like it.
Alright, you can vote against me if you like, but really, we should all admit right now, Benjamin and his star is the best name.
I like it.
Right?
Okay, if they agree on the name that you suggested, then
they're smart?
Yes.
Okay.
But also, they should come up with the backstory then. Like, how did Benjamin find the star?
Yes.
Why did he fall from the sky?
And why does he exist?
So you might be wondering why I'm wearing headphones sometimes when I'm filming this video. Sorry, I might have been talking too loud. And that's because needle felting takes hours. It is very tedious, but it's very relaxing. So during some of that time, I like to listen to podcasts and audiobooks. And I just found a really cool podcast called The Sea in the Sky by Jackson Musker. It is such a gripping sci-fi fantasy sort of podcast, and I love the dialogue between the characters. So yeah, I've been listening to that as I work on my needle felting, and it's been a good time. So speaking of Audible, I want to thank them for kindly sponsoring today's video. Now, Audible has this newer feature called the Audible Plus catalog. And basically what that is there's thousands of Audible originals, such as the podcast that I just mentioned. And there's tons and tons of like audiobooks, theatrical performances, guided fitness and meditation, and so much more. And if you're an Audible Plus member, you get full access to the Audible Plus catalog, so you can enjoy all those things. I really like Audible. It allows me to stay entertained, but I'm also an artist, so, you know, listening to stuff also helps me explore my imagination and express myself with stuff like this. And on the flip side, Audible also allows me to invest in myself with self-development podcasts and audiobooks too. So no matter the mood, no matter the moment, there is something to discover on Audible. Plus, you can play it from your phone, you can play it from your car, your computer. It's convenient anywhere you go, really. So with that being said, if you want to join Audible, go to audible.com/Mira or text Mira to 500-500. Once again, that is audible.com/Mira or text Mira to 500-500. All right, thank you so much, Audible, for keeping my ears entertained. Let's get back to the video. The amount of time that I have spent working on this little ball of fluff has been quite significant. But this is what the body looks like so far. Super cute. I think it's time to start adding color. And I'm so excited for this because we're doing pink. I also feel like I've breathed in some wool. Okay, so this little kit here actually has some things that we're gonna need. We will probably need this little tool here. This is just for finer details. And then there's this one, it's a little bit bigger. And if we want like eyes and stuff, we can use this. Let's put my finger guards back on. I'm not even joking, these have been so helpful, because there have been a couple times I nicked my hand, but it hit this. The first thing I would like to do is lightly cover it with a dark pink color. This is what we're dealing with so far. Telling you what, this is gonna look like a mess for a while. Bear with me. By the way, if you are curious how long it took just to make this little body here, it probably took 3 hours. This took forever. Needle felting is tedious. As tedious as this is, it is very fun and relaxing. So I am very happy to spend hours doing this. Let's walk you through what I'm doing right now. You can see that I'm spreading this pink wool over this figure. However, you can still see that white underneath. And so I'm gonna tell you why. So I'm basically taking as thin layers as possible and adding them in lots of different directions. Because if the wool fibers are all in one direction, it just doesn't look as good. So I'm trying to make it very even, smooth it out, and just take my jolly time with it so that Benjamin's fur, or skin if you will, looks very even and nice, and the coverage is done the way I like it to be, I guess. Yay! Most of this is covered in the bright pink color now. So we're gonna go in, add some fun details, and see where our creativity takes us. This sculpture is fairly tiny, so I'm going to kind of explain what I'm doing right now. It may be kind of hard to see, but there's this weird giant pink tuft of stuff hanging out of Benjamin's face. Basically, I am kind of poking it in as I go, but I want to keep it tight and keep twisting it because I'm forming some circles for the eyes. And to get the perfect circle that I want that kind of stands up off his face, I do this like weird twisting motion and then I wrap it around itself. So yeah, it's kind of hard to see it, but that's what's happening. This is honestly my favorite part. I do this technique quite often when I do needle felted paintings. So it was fun to apply it to a sculpture and it worked just the same. And this is what it looks like up close. One eye is finished. Let's start on the star now. So I didn't know how to approach this, so I actually cut out a piece of felt and started to stick the felt and the wool together to kind of form the little star body's shape. I guess I could have started it the way that I started Benjamin, but it seemed a little too intimidating and I felt like I wouldn't have as much control. So yeah, I just wrapped the wool around this felt in so many layers. I probably put, I don't know, 5 to 7 layers of wool on this to make it very three-dimensional. So now that the star is finished, I'm just kind of holding it up to Benjamin, seeing what it would look like and adding touch-ups if need be. I thought it looked fine the way it was, so I started sticking the star to him. And I was actually nervous for this part. I was like, oh no, what if this does not stick? But it did. It stuck very well. It was very easy, and it didn't actually take very much effort. So now I'm taking this giant needle and like stabbing it into the sculpture to make a hole for the actual eyeball. And this is where the whole sculpture just like came to life. Like, look at his eyes. Oh my word. I did not expect it to come to life this much. I decided to do some smaller eyes on the star with the same technique because I just loved it that much. And look how cute they are. They're just like the cutest pals. And then I also found a really cool nose, so you'll see that on Benjamin's face soon. He kind of looks like a sloth now, but I like it. Yeah, add in the blush, doing some final touch-ups. It's looking good. So I don't know if you can tell from this, there's just some little fuzzy flyaways. Let's just try to get some of those to behave a little better. There's a lot of them like right at the top of the head, so can I just say it's really satisfying just to poke this though. All right, I think this is where we're gonna stop. So I'm gonna tell you my thoughts about this whole project. It was really enjoyable and it was so satisfying to like form this ball of wool and then like keep making the ball bigger until it formed like this little shape. Our little Benjamin. I gave him a fun little nose that came with my little kit, so that was cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed putting this together and it was really satisfying, just as I said, doing all that needlework and getting all this wool to just stick in there. It was also nice to do something that didn't need a lot of shading because the three-dimensional part was hard enough. Like, I spent between 10 to 12 hours making this. There's so many times I just turned off the camera to work on stuff. Like, covering this in pink probably took 3 or 4 hours. So yeah, it was challenging, but I'm glad I tried it. It was very tedious, so I probably will not do this again, but I enjoyed the experience. I think I just enjoy doing needle felted painting more because painting is more my cup of tea, but I do love trying new things, so I'm glad that I gave it a go. Yeah, my husband is very, very excited about this little guy because he wants to turn it into a D&D character. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you are maybe waiting to try something new creatively and you're afraid to try it, I hope this inspires you to just jump in. That's what I did. I made mistakes, I learned from them, and yeah, I got to try something new in the process, and it was fun. All right, have a good day. Bye.
My name is Benjamin, and I also hope that you have a terrific day. Goodbye.